What if you're in the forest and you don't have a knife, rope, or any real survival tools? No multi-tool, no fancy gear, no extra blades. Just your hands, your clothes, and your mind. How do you survive? This video is the natural continuation of our previous survival lesson. If you already know the basics, stop, don't panic, find water, shelter, warmth, and stay visible. Now let's see what you can do when you don't have a knife. The first step is to accept your reality. If you don't have a knife, trying to act like a hardcore survival expert will only waste your energy. Instead, focus on what you do have. Look around. You have your hands, your clothes, anything you carry in your pockets, a pen, a fork, a belt, shoelaces, or even a small piece of cloth. Add to this what the forest gives you: stones, branches, bark, leaves, moss, and shadows. In survival, tools are not only metal blades. A sharp stone, a hard stick, or a simple strip of fabric can be powerful. Even without a knife, you can still cut, pierce, shape, and tie things. The difference is not in having a blade, it's in using your mind. Find a hard, sharp stone with a point or an edge. Use it to scratch bark, break dry wood, or make notches in a branch. If you want, strike the stone against another stone to sharpen its edge a bit. This is primitive stone tool logic, real, simple, and effective. Not all sticks are equal. Look for hard, straight branches. Use them to make a pointed stick for defense or digging. Strip bark by rubbing the stick on a rock. Or make a simple spear to probe the ground, move leaves, or help you collect water and food. Without a knife, you can't just slice everything, but you can break, crush, bend, and tear. Use your fingers, teeth, or a stone to break softer fruits, nuts, or bark. Use smooth, hard stones to crack shells or nuts. Tear soft bark with your hands to make strips for tying, insulation, or temporary rope. If you have a piece of cloth, a shirt, or shoelaces, cut it by rubbing it against a sharp stone or branch and use it to tie things together, make simple tools, or build a small trap. In the forest, flexible materials are just as important as sharp edges. Now let's talk about shelter. A shelter doesn't need blades. Gather big branches and lean them against a tree trunk or between two trees. Use smaller branches, leaves, grass, or moss to cover the top and block wind and rain. If the ground is wet, use bark, dry leaves, or a piece of cloth under you. Even without a knife, you can break branches against rocks, tie them with vines, strips of bark, or shoelaces, and make a simple lean-to or small hut-style shelter. Your goal is not comfort, it's protection from the worst conditions. Fire is still possible without a knife. If you have a lighter or matches, your life changes quickly. Use them to light dry material, keep a small fire going, and use it for warmth, light, and to boil water. Even without a lighter, you can try to strike steel against stone, use a lens from your glasses, or use dry bark and small sticks as tinder. The key is twofold. Keep your tinder very dry and your fire small and controllable. You don't need a knife to find or use water and food. Follow a river or a small stream. Collect rainwater in hollows, leaves, or any container you have. Let dirty water sit in the sun for several hours to make it safer. For food, look for berries, fruits, or nuts that you can pick and eat with your hands. Use your stone or stick to crack shells, break nuts, or dig insects, larvae, small fish, or worms. They might not taste good, but they give you energy and keep you moving. In survival, energy is more important than taste. Now let's talk about real practice. Many people think a knife is absolutely necessary, but the forest is full of resources if you know how to use them. A sharp stone can become your cutting edge. Strike it against another rock to create a point, then use it to shape a spear, cut fabric, or fashion a simple digging tool. Even a rough edge can be effective. Sticks can become your traps. Make a small loop from a shoelace or fabric, attach it to a branch, and place it near a trail or water source. With luck, a small animal might get caught. Water remains crucial. Follow rivers or streams, gather rainwater in natural hollows, leaves, or any container, and let dirty water sit in the sun for a few hours to improve its safety. Seek food actively but stay realistic. Insects, larvae, small fish, worms, and basic plants give you energy even if they are not delicious. Health and survival come first. Flavor comes later. Emotionally, this is the hardest part. Without a knife, fear increases. but your mind is still your strongest tool. Stay calm and focused. Avoid panic and aimless running. Take small, deliberate actions. Improve your shelter, find better water, find better food, and stay warm. Every small step counts. Here's something important to remember. The forest is not just a place. It's a living organism with its own laws and rules. If you try to fight it, you will lose. But if you try to understand it, you can survive. Forests have their rhythms, their sounds, their shadows. If you learn to listen to them, if you try to feel the forest on an inner level, you can sense when something is wrong, when a storm is coming, or when you're on the wrong path. The great mountaineer Reinhold Messner once said, "The mountains don't help climbers, but they don't kill them on purpose either. It's the people who make the fatal mistakes." This fits perfectly for the forest. The forest doesn't help you, but it doesn't kill you on purpose. It tests you. If you respect it, if you follow its rules, if you stay calm and think, you can survive. If you let yourself fall into the rhythm of the forest, if you feel its pulse, its silence, its sounds, then everything starts to work differently. You move slower, you think clearer, you notice more. You don't try to conquer the forest. You try to live with it. If you can do that, if you can feel its inner rhythm, if you can listen to its voice, then you greatly increase your chances of survival. By following these principles, you can survive without a knife. You don't need to be a hero. You simply need to remain calm, use your hands, and proceed with smart, measured actions. The forest is not your enemy. It's your resource. If you can stay calm, stay logical, and keep moving, you greatly increase your chances of survival. If you want to see what happens next, how to handle the first hour after getting lost, how to live in the forest with only your hands and your mind, or how to turn simple natural materials into tools, subscribe to the channel. New survival stories and real-life tips are coming.